Thank you, Mr. President. I rise today for this point of personal privilege on a matter that has taken center stage. Today I rise to talk about H.R. 1162 and the for-profit school management companies. Some special interests in this state want to change the Georgia Constitution to allow the state to override the decisions of locally elected school boards, even though the Georgia Constitution gives local school boards the authority to create charter schools in their communities. This constitutional amendment is not about the 150 locally chartered schools in this state. This is about 14 schools whose charters were rejected by local elected school boards. Now, we must ask, why should the state government be given the power to create special charter schools over the objection of local elected school boards? Why would we allow the state to usurp power from our communities? During my 10 years of service in the Georgia General Assembly, I have learned that to find answers to many questions, sometimes one needs to follow the money trail. It didn't take a very exhaustive Google search to connect some uncomfortable dots. In our neighboring state of Florida, a charter school management company called Academica has become that state's richest charter school management company, running more than 60 schools in Miami-Dade County. This is particularly concerning because Florida, just like Georgia, has made massive funding cuts to its public school system. The money trail doesn't stop there, however. Academica's greatest financial success doesn't lie only in its lucrative management contracts, not by a long shot. The real profits of Academica's charter school management company lie in nifty little real estate deals. Academica's owners hold more than $115 million in South Florida real estate, all exempt from property taxes because of the school's nonprofit tax status. Records show the company acts as the landlord for charter schools they manage. These charter schools landlords collect as much as $19 million in lease payments during 2011. These lease payments can often exceed 20% of a charter school's expenses. So you say, sure, but that's Florida. Well, would it surprise you to find out that Academica is the same management company behind Ivy Prep Academy in Gwinnett County, the same charter school from the Georgia Supreme Court decision that found the State Charter Commission to be unconstitutional? Does it surprise you that Ivy Prep, while complaining about the need for state education money, has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars for lobbying and litigation? Or would it surprise you that Ivy Prep is just the tip of the iceberg, and that for-profit charter school management companies stand to make millions of dollars if given a foothold here in Georgia? There are already a large number of schools that give hundreds of thousands of dollars to for-profit management companies. The most disturbingly, the Atlanta Heights Charter School is giving $4.7 million to its for-profit management company. This is not money that goes to pay Georgia teachers. This is not money spent to improve students' chances of going to college. Instead, this charter school is paying over $13,000 per student to an out-of-state company before the first red cent goes to teach students in the classroom. This school is a state-chartered school, and this school failed to meet AYP last year. In wake of the 25% cuts to the Georgia public education system and the teacher furloughs, some groups seek to create a funding stream for charter school management companies. According to the State Department of Education, there is no discernible difference between the performance of charter schools and the performance of traditional public schools. Make no mistake, H.R. 1162 is not about improving our schools and sending more students to college. It's about charter school management companies and the real estate firms connected with them. The thoughtful parents, students, and teachers of our charter schools are being used as pawns in a money-making scheme for management companies. But don't take my word for it. Take a look at some of the articles that have been laid on your desk this morning. From New York to Florida, the stories abound. Additionally, if you don't want to take my word or that of the media, take note of a poll released today that shows that almost two-thirds of Georgians oppose this massive power grab by the state government, and 57% of Georgians strongly oppose this amendment. It's clear to me that the Georgia voters show very little support for more state control over education and want local dollars to be spent by local school boards. And while support for state control over local schools is low, support for the idea of changing our state constitution is even lower. For those groups that are pushing so hard to take taxpayer money from our public schools in order to pad the pockets of real estate venturists and for-profit companies, I will tell you this: the tide is not with you. Our citizens have not been fooled in our charter schools. Our children will not be used as pawns in a money-making scheme. In my district, Charter schools are incorporated successfully into the public school system. This is the way it's done. It's constitutional. It benefits the students, and it works. I yield the well, Mr. President.